Being a woman in the surf lineup can be daunting. Now, being a woman of color paddling out into a surf lineup can be even more isolating. Well, I'm in San Diego about to meet with the founders of one organization that is redefining modern surf culture and what a surfer should look like. Does this go into one?
Yep. Yep. You want to put that one in?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is the coolest swag box. How do I sneak stowaway onto your trip?
It's not often that Chelsea Woody and Danielle Lyons have the opportunity to get together. The co-founders of Textured Waves live in different cities, but today they are getting ready for their upcoming international surf retreat.
Right now we have 2 retreats that we are working on. We have one in the fall, which is our Waikiki retreat, which is catered towards beginner surfers. In springtime, we have our retreat in Nicaragua, which is coming up pretty soon, and that one is going to be catered more towards intermediate surfers. We are more about the progression of surf versus those first steps. Although we do cater to beginners, our retreats do focus on like a holistic approach, giving you all the tools you need to be successful in the water, as well as like they're catered towards women of color. We are women who have struggled with hair care and getting our hair wet and like destroyed by the elements in the ocean, and nobody taught us how to take care of our hair. We had to figure it out by trial and error. Decided we needed to kind of change the narrative that was already out there about Black women in surfing, which wasn't particularly loud yet. It was still kind of a whisper, but the one we were hearing wasn't what connected with us or resonated with our experiences. So Textured Waves was born from that, just a shared admiration for each other's surfing and a lack of awareness and representation in the surf world for Black and brown women. We are, experienced with all the different elements that come with being a minority in the water, and we want to make sure people feel equipped to handle those circumstances when they occur, so that they feel like they belong in the ocean, because the waves really are for everybody.
Those different elements include microaggressions as well as bold-faced racism that they have all faced in their surf journeys, and part of the deep bond and friendship they found in each other through social media.
We all met each other online kind of randomly, admired each other surfing from afar, and collectively decided to come together, and we actually met here at this house.
Starting in 2019, we didn't really get a ton of recognition from the surf community. We were really trying to build that community. We started off with images of ourselves, and slowly women would submit images to us and we would feature them.
After the tragedy of George Floyd in 2020 and the racial reckoning that followed, marketers started to pay more attention to the lives of African Americans.
We saw a big response from corporate America and outdoor brands wanting to include more inclusivity. There's been more brands that are featuring women of color and Black and brown folks in their ad campaigns, but we don't want it to stop there. We don't want it to be one and done. We hope that there's longevity, that brands will invest in organizations like Textured Waves, who are here for the long haul and changing the history and the narrative of brown and Black folks in outdoor spaces, and showing representation that we have been here. We just have not been targeted, almost ignored in the community.
I'm here in Southern California, Chelsea's in Northern, and Martina's in Waikiki, and there are pretty large communities of color out there in all these locations, and they've grown since we started.
Traveling to surf is one of the best things that I think all of us in Textured Waves experience, and we want to share that with our community. And that Black and brown women, we do travel to surf. We are proficient at surfing waves around the globe, and it's not only good for us to be exposed to different cultures, but it's good for the other cultures to be exposed to women like us traveling.
I'm not a passive surfer. I am an active and aggressive part of the lineup, just like everybody else. And being a mom, like, my time is precious out there, and I take what's mine. I'm not apologetic about that. So it does rub people the wrong way because they expect Black women in particular, I think, to just kind of sit on the side, on the shoulder, and, you know, take what's given to them and not the other way around. We are trying to create you know, a global wave of surfers. We want more women of color to be entering these spaces and to feel confident in themselves to paddle out on their own. Hopefully we're giving them the tools to equip them to have that confidence that I feel in the lineup. I want all these other women to feel the same way, like they belong and not question that.
We want people to know that surfing is for you, and you don't have to rely on anybody else to get there.